Hi there, and welcome to another video on the topic of the Flexible Atlassian Setup. And in this video, we are going to set up the board for a project. So I am now in my demo project, and I have a Scrum board in this case. So I'm going to adjust the standard 3-column setup that Jira creates for you. So we have the workflow that we need for the Atlassian, for the Flexible Atlassian setup. So we go to board settings, and then we go to columns. So the first thing we're going to do is start pointing out the columns. What are we going to do here? So the first thing we're going to do is add a column, and we're going to add one called in development. So the first one will be ready for development. And this is based then on the workflow. If you don't remember what the workflow looked like, we had new, we have ready for development, in development, and then we had the same pair for test and acceptance. So that's what we're going to start with creating. So we're going to have one called ready for test. And we're going to have one called in test. Ready for acceptance. And in acceptance. Oh, acceptance is a little bit different word. Let's change that to in. There we go. And let's see if we can zoom out a little bit so we can see all of them. There we go. No, not all of them. One more. There we go. It's very small for you now. But what we want to do now is to map these so that they are correct. So, and before we do that, we're going to add one more called pending. And we want to drag that one to the beginning, just before new. There we go. So then in the first column, we want to have new. We have one ready for test. So we drag that one over to ready for test. In acceptance, we want to have in acceptance, in test, and need more information. That is a part of the workflow from the incident. So that one we will use in pending, because we are waiting then for the person who placed the incident to give us more information. In triage means that we are basically working on something. And then we want to have in progress is also there in development. We have the pending. And the order that you place these boxes in is also the order that when you drag something on your board, you will have, if there are multiple statuses on the same column, you will have a small little frame that will show, and these are the ones that determine which one comes first and which one that comes afterwards. So I want to have pending first. Ready for acceptance, we have ready for development, and I want that one above in triage. There we have it. And now we have the workflow the way we want it. All the new things coming new. I have pending if something goes wrong. Ready for development. Waiting, then we have agreed on what we are supposed to do. And then we drag it into in development. We have ready for test when we release it to test, ready for acceptance, and so on. And for these last four, test and acceptance, it's perfectly okay for you if you don't have test in your team, or if you have implicit acceptance, meaning that you are responsible also for accepting it, to remove those columns. Since we have an open workflow, it doesn't really affect you in any way. What I would do is then I would take them and put them in another one. So if you lose them on the board, they will still show up somewhere. And I will usually put them in pending. So I will just put them over here. So if you accidentally, in the issue itself, perhaps move them to one of the states you don't have, so they still show up on the board. Now if we go back to the board and see how this looks, you will now see that we have the different columns here. So I can just drag them anywhere I want, and it will work just fine. So that was how we configure the columns and how we map the statuses to that. If you want more in detail on how to work with the board itself or the board object, there's a video for that, and I will link that one, so you can go check that one out. That one will show you all the configurations that are possible in your software cloud. So I hope you enjoyed that one, and I hope you will have a great day. So until next time, bye.